Coach, we've talked a lot this spring about changing the culture and the decisions that the players make. How did you feel that some of those decisions played out today? And are you taking steps and moving in that direction that you'd like to see them?
Yeah, I think the one major goal from us coming into spring practice was to learn how to practice. And I think through 15 opportunities, we definitely did that. I hope the people here that have seen previous teams have seen a change in physicality, a change in effort, and a change in just the ability to love each other, to play for each other, to put yourself aside and play for the guy next to you. And I really do believe you've never arrived by any stretch, but I think the message is loud and clear, and I think the guys are really, really trying to live that culture every day, and it's been fun to watch.
Tom, obviously these spring games don't really mean everything, but what can you take from these sort of performances and take from this kind of game and that can carry over to fall?
Nothing. I mean, it's just another practice. I mean, we're going to grade it the same way we grade any practice, any scrimmage. And I say nothing. I'm obviously joking. Every day matters, and every rep matters. But to say that this day was more important than Thursday, that's not true. This day had the same importance as any day in our program, and that is when you come to work. We only get them 4 hours a day for 20 hours a week during spring ball. In the off season, only 8 hours a week. And so when they walk in this building, I think the culture has begun to form where they understand the urgency, the attention to detail, and really just the level of intensity that's necessary every single day when you come in to prepare yourself for a championship. Now, you could certainly come in and not be as intense or intentional and not stay and do the extra stuff, and that's fine. But that's what average teams do. And the good thing around here is, Albert Einstein defined it very succinctly. The definition of insanity is repeatedly performing the same act, expecting different results. And so after 2 years of 5 and 7, I think these guys are ready for change, and they're ready to do things differently. There's some that were hesitant, but I think we've got most of our guys really believing in the way that we do things.
Hey, Coach, let me take this question slightly off the football field where you can ride the wave of the Final Four, where a lot of people got Florida Atlantic and the Nationals renowned. So how much would you ride the momentum about the positive publicity you get in an effort to bolster football recruiting, knowing that this is not only a basketball school, but a potentially a good football school, and you're stepping up in conference as well?
I didn't know we were officially a basketball school yet.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but the riding the wave of the momentum of the Final Four, that's where I was going by.
I know. No, it was great. It was fantastic. I cannot tell you the amount of excitement our guys had for the run that our basketball team had, and to be there for the Elite Eight game and the Final Four was a really special experience for me and my family. But also, I think it was a great example to our team that this is real, guys. Like going to New Year's Six games, 12-team playoff, playing for an opportunity to play in the playoffs, winning conference championships. That is real, and that is attainable at FAU, one of the most beautiful campuses on earth. Located right here in Paradise. It is something that can absolutely be done here, and I think our guys not only are proud of our basketball team, as am I, but I think they've learned a lot and have kind of taken it as a challenge isn't the right word, but they understand, okay, that the bar has been set for athletics around here. And, those guys got to put on those black t-shirts and hats and do confetti snow angels and all that stuff. And in order to do that, we've got to, grind every day. We've got to play for each other. And I think those guys not only realize it's attainable, but they also look and say, ooh, okay, we got some work to do.
Well, you're smart enough to know it can only enhance recruiting anyways.
Oh yeah, recruit any publicity is good publicity, right? And when you're going to the Final Four as a 9 seed from FAU, formerly in Conference USA, now in the American Conference, that go ask our admissions department how much admissions has gone up, and go ask the bookstore how much gear has been bought more than in March's past or April's past. And so it just really enhances the entire university, the public perception of our university, and certainly helps monetarily with all the money that is generated from such a deep run in the NCAA tournament.
Coach, you saw Daniel Richardson put up a great performance with his three passing.
What's that? I'm sorry.
You saw Daniel Richardson put a great performance with his 3 passing touchdowns. What are your thoughts on how he and the other quarterbacks played today?
I thought all the quarterbacks played well. I really did. Daniel was fortunate. He found the open guy. And, again, I think playing quarterback is a lot, not just a lot. It's almost everything about it is taking what the defense gives you. We can't call the defensive plays. We can't even guess. We can game plan and we can have probabilities, but at the end of the day, when the ball is snapped, you got to play what the defense gives you. And I think Daniel did a really good job of that, of finding the open guy, finding his read in terms of what the defense dictated. But I thought Ben and Tyreek really, really played well themselves. And so this is going to be a fun summer. I think it'll be very competitive in that room. But I think, like Daniel said, those guys really, really enjoy being around each other. Mike Johnson will be thrown in that fray in the fall. And so, but they're friends. They compete. Trust me, they all want to be the starter. They all do. But I think the really cool thing is when you hear them coaching each other, and they want to be the starter, but they also know that if they can help the guy next to them get better, that they're going to do it. And it's been really, I've been around a lot of quarterback rooms, and this is about as good a one as I've been around.
Coach, it seemed like that the running backs found a lot of open holes. I know the offensive line has part to do with that, but guys like Hammond and Mobley and Ogie, it seemed like they really just kind of stepped up. Can you kind of talk about the running back room a little bit?
I have been very, very, very happy with the ability and depth at that position for us. To have 3 guys like that in that room that could probably go play anywhere in the country is a blessing. And they're all great young men. They're all really, really hard workers. Kobe's, kind of the elder statesman, so he's a bit of a leader in that room. But man, I've never been around. I mean, we had Bijan and Roshan and Keontae Ingram at Texas a few years ago. That was a pretty good 1-2-3 punch. But this one's pretty special too. And for those 3 guys, and I think they all realize that in this day and age, those guys, as much as they want to be leaders and as much as they want to be the focal point, they also know that for their long-term durability, it's good to have a guy or two that can come in and take some of the load off you, because, you know, I believe that, you know, God only puts a certain amount of carries on every running back. And so we've got to be judicious with those carries, the types of carries for each guy, but having the ability to spread the wealth over 3 different guys at that position, we're very fortunate.
Tom, right here. Demetri Hester and Omari Hayes have a couple of good plays. What have you seen from them throughout camp, and what do they add to that wide receiver?
They're fun to be around. Those guys have tons of personality, and you know, they just keep getting better every practice, every day. This was obviously the most production they've had thus far, and I think part of that was because, you know, we are so deep at wide receiver that the opportunities have been, you know, few and far between for those 2 guys, but they've made the most of them. And then today, when they had the opportunity to play whatever it was, 40, 50, 60 snaps, they made the most of it then too. So those guys are getting better every day, and they're definitely going to help us this year.
Coach, you can go ahead.
Appreciate it. Coach, for you who have been a part of multiple spring seasons, from when you played in D3 to coaching all the way at D1.
Why'd you have to remind me of that?
I
We didn't even have spring ball in Division III.
I didn't either, so I understand
Yeah.
now.
I was working to pay my
Student
tuition.
working,
Yeah.
in the cafeteria. So you understand what it's like on all levels. If you had to give this team the grade
Oh,
how they
geez.
performed in spring, what would you give and why?
Man, we are such a work in progress. I don't know. There've been days when there's A's, and there's been days that were F minuses. So I think it'd be unfair right now. I understand the question, but I enjoy being around this team. That's what's important to me. I really, really like being around these guys. I like being around their work ethic. I like being around their drive. I like being around their intensity. These guys love football. They really, really love football, and they've got a lot to learn, but we've got a lot to teach them too, and that's our job. We're just really high-paid teachers. That's our job, and to give them a grade at this point, I think would be unfair. But if you want me to tell you whether I thought the spring season was a success or not, the answer is yes. I was extremely happy with the progress that we made, the cultural shift in the locker room and on the practice field, and then just the amount of buy-in from so many of these guys. And I can't wait to. I'm a little sad that, you know, we don't have a practice on Tuesday. You know, I want to get back out on the field with these guys again, but they'll be in the weight room Monday, and we'll give them a little time off in May and get right back at it in June. So, but very, very, very happy with the trajectory that we're on.
Richard, last one.
You saw a bunch of recruits show out for the spring game. What's the impression you were hoping to leave on them as spring football comes to a close?
Well, I think the biggest thing, especially for local kids, I've made the point, and I'll say it again anytime I'm in front of the camera, we need to make sure that the young men, especially from Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County, understand that we are their hometown Division I college football team, and we want them to take a lot of pride in that, take a lot of pride in staying at home, or at least close to home, and playing around their family, their friends, and really making a national name for FAU, much like our basketball team did, but with local guys. And you know, we did something very similar at the University of Houston, and we're planning on doing it again here. But I think the really cool part is that outside of those 3 counties, which is obviously our focus, but throughout the state of Florida, the reception, the attractiveness to these young recruits from our school, our location, the quality of education, the program that we're building, I think it has really resonated, not just in the Tri-County area, but across the state.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Before you go,